Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a weekly reading for December 8th through the 14th, where I'm going to be covering your current energy that you will be experiencing through the week of December 8th through the 14th. There could be anything within these piles. It could be relating to career, what's going on inside, health issues. It could talk about love. It could talk about just about anything. So keep that in mind. Also, I want to remind everybody that this is a general reading, and it is these, decks were pulled for the collective consciousness. Okay, they're not a personal reading. So keep that in mind when you're going through and you're picking the piles. What you want to do is you want to take whatever messages resonate with you currently at the moment, because I do get several different messages when I'm reading, and sometimes they can be really specific for just a small group of people or just one person even, maybe, you never know. So please keep this in mind. If you do want a personal reading, then you can book one with me. The information is in the drop down box below, as well as if you're interested in doing a Pisces twin reading with me and my Pisces twin. All that information is down below, where to contact me and whatnot. Once you contact me, I can give you all the details about that. But anyway, we're going to get started here with this. So for pile 1, we have the Labradorite. Okay. Pile 2, we have Malachite. Pile 3, we have Sodalite. And pile 4, we have the Smoky Quartz. So take your time, pause, meditate, do whatever you need to do, whatever you feel like you need to hear. Remember, you could pick more than one pile if you want. Just take what resonates with you and go with it, okay? So if it doesn't resonate with you, just go ahead, click off the video. You can go, there's a gazillion different other tarot readers on YouTube you could check out. So anyway, make sure to leave a comment below, like and subscribe if it does resonate with you. I'd love to hear your thoughts on stuff, and give me feedback on, if anything of these piles resonates with you. What is it that resonates? I'm really curious to find out. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, for those of you who picked the Labradorite stone, take a look at that. That's got a really pretty flash in it. This is your reading. We're going to start off with the tarot to see what the general energy going on here is today. Okay, so we have, oh boy, we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. We have the Empress. I don't know if you can see that. We have the Fool. We have the Three of Coins. And we have the Hermit. Okay. In looking at this, the Queen of Clubs, I feel that is, she's in reverse. So whenever I see something in reverse, I don't always read reversals. And here's why, people. Because the tarot actually spans all of the human experience and emotions when it's right side up. So there's a lot of people who are nitpicky and stuff about reversals and say, oh, you have to do it that way, blah, blah, blah. You can do whatever way you want to do it. Okay, and whatever feels comfortable to you. But today I felt like I just wanted to read reversals for some reason, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So the Queen of Wands, which is the Queen of Clubs in this deck, I feel like this is kind of like a warning, okay, about what not to do or how to be right now. Or it could be a warning of somebody possibly coming in, okay, or a situation that you're dealing with right now. And the Queen of Wands is, when she's in reverse, normally she's like, very charismatic and woohoo and totally like beautiful and sexy or whatever, that type of energy. And it could be masculine or feminine, by the way. But in this case, they're kind of a ball buster. And they can be a very jealous and vengeful kind of person. Kind of like Ice Queen. It's almost like it becomes like this Queen of Swords in ways. Okay, the Queen of Swords isn't negative. I feel like this could be like a warning of that you're having, like maybe you've been having some struggles or some problems with your own personal like development or growth. You might kind of be going through a period of frustration right now. Plans Like if you've been making plans or something, this could be a warning of that, like the plans are going to fall through. You might be having some hiccups with some plans, or like say you're working on a project right now, there might be some like, you know, wrenches that have been thrown in that's going to cause a little bit of disruption or some problems. It's also could be a warning that, you know, there's somebody out there who's like jealous of you, and they'll do whatever it takes to try to keep you down or keep you in your place as to what they think about you, you know, like how they want to keep you down or whatever. Could be somebody in a work colleague, could be a relationship, it could be a family member or a friend. And remember, this is a general reading, so this could only be for just like one person, or it could be like a group of you, who knows. So I feel also this could be like a warning about like, if you have too much rivalry in your life, or if you might be the one who's acting like this, okay? But this is, I feel like this is the energy of the people right here who picked this pile. I feel like you guys are the Empress, or this is the dual sides of you, okay? When you're not working that positive Empress energy, you're the ball-busting, total vengeful bitch. No other way to explain it, sorry. But it's like, you know, it's a warning to not become, you know, this person who this represents. They could be like an angry type of person. They could be self-centered and overbearing, or this is a warning for you not to be this way. Okay, and this energy coming up for this week of December 8th through 14th. And that you want to embody this Empress energy completely, which is all about, you know, creativeness, fertility, a very mother-like energy, a very loving, nurturing type of energy. This is what you want to envelop, and this is what you want to be right now during this week, for sure. I feel like in this situation, whatever it may be for some of you, that you are... I feel like definitely like this could be like a work situation, definitely for a lot of you, or a school situation where you're working on a project with somebody else, or you're thinking about starting off a project or a business, and you need to take that leap of faith and go for it. Totally is what I'm feeling for this. Definitely. I feel like for a lot of you, you've been working on manifestations as well, and they're starting to occur. They're starting to happen. I feel like definitely some of you, you have like an ability to totally socialize with other people, and you have this amazing force of attraction that is around you. Like you're very attractive, and a very attractive person, you attract a lot of attention. And when you do this, sometimes you attract unsavory attention for some people who could be jealous of you or whatnot, or want to mess up your groove, basically. I also feel like for some of you specifically, you're in the process of actually drawing someone to you, as in a romantic relationship. So with those people, I feel like since this is next to the Fool, that you definitely want to take that leap and just go for it when it comes to that. If you know who this person is, or if they come and they make you an offer of love or whatever, to just go for it. For the ones that are, you know, where they're working on a creative project or something with their work, it's telling you to just go for it. But at the same time, when you're dealing with this energy, I feel that, you know, you want to make sure that you're using good judgment. Okay. And this would be with like relationships, or with your business. Okay. Or a career, is that you want to make sound, you know, reasonable, logical choices. Be careful of acting too immature, you know, when it comes to certain situations. I definitely feel that a lot of you are you're feeling that call that you need to move forward in your life, that you need to do something new, for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely getting to be watching out for, you know, having good judgment. Oh, okay. So possibly I feel like maybe some of you could also be attending a party Okay. It could have something to do with, it doesn't matter what this party is. Okay. If it's work or just, pleasure, social thing, there's going to be somebody there who's going to be watching you and they're going to have an eye on you. So definitely make sure that you're behaving at your best. Don't get carried away. Don't get too drunk. Don't act like a fool, basically, when you're there. I also feel like this party could have something to do with, I'm getting, whenever I think of the Empress card, I always think of like nature and outdoors, because that's what usually, she's portrayed doing. Here she's sitting on a throne. I definitely feel garden, or like at a gardens, or maybe a conservatory, someplace like that, where there's going to be a lot of floral, like there's lots of flowers involved. It's going to be like this dreamy like setting, okay, where this event is taking place. And I definitely feel like you're going to be watched when you're there. So definitely be watching how you behave. I also feel like for a lot of you, like you're going to have some kind of help coming in, where there's going to be a group of people, like for instance, like the work people, that the career people who are working on their career, who are getting this career message from this, that definitely you're going to be having a team that's working with you on this, and they provide the right amount of assistance at the exact right time, and you're going to be so thankful for that when they do. You could be, actually, for some of you, you're planning, you're in the planning stage of something. You want to make sure that whatever you do, you're following instructions, okay? And paying attention really carefully to the details when you're doing this. Or have somebody who is a delegate authority, to where if you're the leader in this, which I feel like a lot of you could be the leader in this, project or presentation or, whatever it is, this school or work project, that you definitely need to be paying attention to the details and watching instructions, and who you're giving instructions, or who you're delegating authority to, because I think that's going to matter. You're definitely, this is like total teamwork. You could, some of you, actually get a job promotion during this time, or there's a job promotion on the line here, and somebody is watching you for that. Or you're going to get an offer, or you're going to elevate in position, whatever it is, that you're like, maybe you're part of a team or something like that. Something's going to happen where it's going to boost you, up a level. So that's kind of cool. For the people who are in school, this often talks about like success in tests, like test taking and stuff. For people who have like started a business, it could be a time where profits are starting to show within your business. Let me see. Yeah, I definitely am still getting that message, where it's like, wherever you're at and whatever you're doing during this holiday season, make sure that you're not making butt by getting too wasted at a party or something like that, because it actually could ruin a chance for you at something, or your reputation about something. It can make you look bad. So just warning for that, okay? Now with the Hermit, this is usually about like, going inward. I feel like a lot of you, like some of you, are like studying for a big exam, maybe a test or a certification. And this is telling you that you definitely need to take that time to be alone for a little while to study, so that you don't get distracted, that you maintain your focus. I feel like definitely you guys have like, that your downtime is incredibly important for you, okay? To maintain your stress levels. And to keep focus, so you don't get too distracted like in your daily stuff. It'll help you to like spending some time in meditation. Make sure you take your time to be quiet, have your quiet time alone. Even when you're at the job, if you could like go someplace where you could like focus and just be alone, or shut the door to, your specific work area or whatever. I think that that's really critical and important for you. Okay. Because it helps you to get a new perspective. It helps you to stay focused. It helps you to be successful with new ideas. You can contribute better as a team to your team when you're focused and you have direction and you're not scatterbrained. So that's like kind of a warning for that right there. I think that meditation definitely is important. The quiet reflection, it helps you to, I think that for some of you who are like you know, wondering if you should take a leap of faith or move in a new direction on something. Like maybe some of you are having like some choice or something that's coming up, that this introspection time, okay, and this quiet time, this meditation time will actually help you to choose the right path and know what to do, okay? I feel like there's going to be some signs, some synchronicities, some messages coming in during this time period that is going to really help to steer you in the right direction. I also feel like time management is incredibly important right now for you guys. So make sure that you're like scheduling everything and you're sticking to your schedule, and so that you can get everything you need to get done, because I feel like there's a possibility of overwhelm here, okay? I feel like also you definitely need to be discreet in certain situations. Also, it could be like for some of you who are actually in a relationship right now, the Hermit also could like be a sign and a symbol that you need to spend some alone time with your partner. Okay? That's what I'm getting from that. I think that's about it that I'm getting right there. Let's take a look at your oracle cards, shall we? So first up, we have the Horse. I have a couple new decks here, oracle decks. So, well, I'm just going to go off my intuition with this one for sure. Obviously, the Horse is incredibly... Okay, I'm getting so many messages from this one. Okay, first of all, if any of you are into Norse mythology, I am so thinking of Freyr right now, because it's a white horse. There's the sun, and he was kind of like I think the white horse was like one of his sacred symbols. And also he was kind of like a horse whisperer. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's like, that's what I'm getting off this. But I feel, okay, horse is totally loyal. They're more loyal than dogs. Okay. They're amazing, intelligent, beautiful, graceful creatures. So let's see what it has to say about the Horse here. Since it's up, and these have reversals, and you guys got this right side up. So it says, of each calls us to journey, to travel. This may manifest itself as a desire to travel in the physical world, or we may be drawn to voyaging in the inner realms. She brings us energy and speed and connects us to power of both land and sun. The Horse goddess is patroness of the complete life cycle of birth, death, and afterlife and rebirth. By working with the spirit of each, we will grow to feel comfortable with every aspect of the life cycle, knowing that the goddess protects and guides us through each of its stages. And I think I'm pronouncing that wrong, because that's what they're calling the Horse here. And I think it's pronounced, I think they have a pronunciation in here, actually. I gotta see. I think they do. I'm gonna look at, I know I'm saying it wrong. Okay, where is it? Where are you? Well, crap. I don't believe this. I am not seeing it here. Oh, I guess it's not in here. So I have to look that up. It might be I don't know how you say it. I do not know. So forgive me. But anyways, this is kind of reminds me of like a death card. And it's like, it kind of relates to the Fool card, because it is like a start of something new, because it's a cycle. I think like paying attention to cycles is important at this time. There could be somebody really loyal coming in to you. You might be traveling for work too, definitely. So keep that in mind. With the next card, we have Plantain Upright. And with this card, it is about assertiveness, calm, and resilience. Wow. Okay. And plantains are extraordinarily resilient. If you have chosen this card, it may indicate that you are being called upon to display a similar characteristic. Remember what I was saying about not acting like the fool and getting all drunk and, crazy and stuff when you're out in public situations, because somebody's watching you for sure. Although plantains may drive gardeners mad, they can't help admiring its tenacity, the way it hugs low to the ground and refuses to budge. Maybe that's what you need to do. You just need to be aware of the difference between being a doormat and a plantain. If you let people walk all over you, you need to look at becoming more assertive and defending your boundaries more robustly. If, however, you just know you must stand your ground, even if it means putting up with difficulties and criticism and perhaps keeping a low profile, then you are acting like the plantain. Remember that however many times the plantain is trodden on, within its leaves lie soothing ingredients. Regardless of how tough life is in the end, the real healing comes from within. So this is obviously like a healing plant. There's a bunch of stuff on here talking about what it's used for and what not. Let me see how long this is, because this book is really actually long. So I'm going to go ahead and if you want to read that, okay, there's that one. Oh, geez, I don't know how I'm going to fit this in this screen. Let me see. You can try to pause that right there and see if you can read it. So anyway, I feel like definitely you want to be more resilient. Like when there's like somebody that you're dealing with at your job or just in life in general, a friend who's trying to like tear you down or whatever, you need to stand your ground. Definitely that's what that is about. That's really kind of obvious. So a crystal that might be useful to you right now during this time is lapis lazuli. Okay. It's a deep blue stone with deep history. Ancient Egypt, Tutankhamun's eyeshadow, the Old Testament, the High Priest of Israel's vestments, and the Dutch Golden Age, such as the palet. Okay? Who needs it? Cat people, Leos, anyone who's used to the phrase, in a past life, I'm totally convinced I was a. It is a spiritual armor that lets the world know when I walk into a room, it's customary for y'all to bend the knee. When your thoughts are not your friends, call on lapis lazuli to help get you out of whatever your mind has gotten you into. Maybe like use it in meditation, you know, in your hermit phase, when you're doing your hermit stuff. Definitely check into that. It's just an awesome all-around stone, okay? I love it. Okay, another message we have is the key. Locked doors can now be opened. Okay. So with this card, obviously, I feel like as long as you're prudent with your behavior and you're taking sound advice and using your logic and stuff, I feel like definitely you have, like I said, there was a job promotion possibly for some of you. Yeah, I feel like definitely that's on the way. It says you possess the ability to resolve a current dilemma or bypass any obstacle. Locked doors can now be opened. The key is also a symbol of trust and responsibility. Do not abuse the confidence that another has placed in you. So I feel like, yeah, definitely like some of you, like whether you're at school or whatever, maybe you're working towards an internship or there's something going on, okay, that's important, where all eyes are on you right now, okay? Whatever choices and whatever decisions and however you behave right now is going to definitely determine whether that key is going to click open that lock for you or it's going to slam that shit shut. So watch out for that, definitely. And our last message here is divine sight. See the divine in everyone, okay? Now, when you're working in a team, definitely paying attention to other people's strengths that you're working with is critical. This just goes with friendships. This goes with everything. It just works, okay? When you see the strengths and the beauty in everybody around you, it just like opens doors. It helps you to understand people. It helps you to get along with people. It's just a wise, smart thing to do. It says, because unicorns see the divine vision, they only see the good in people. This card asks you to look for the, I don't know if this is a typo or what. It says the God in others, and they will respond differently to you. I see the divine in everyone. So yes, we each embody divinity, okay, in one way or another. And it's kind of fun to like recognize that. I think it's fun to recognize that in other people. Like literally, like I could sit there and I could like talk to people, or I could look at people and like, oh, they remind me of this, or they remind me of, Odin, or they remind me of, I don't know, pick a deity, okay? Like Persephone, or they remind me of, Sekhmet. It could be anything. Like you can literally see those qualities in other people. I don't know. I think it's fun to kind of to do that and to recognize like our friends and our coworkers and everything. understand their strengths and weaknesses, when you open your eyes to accepting that in other people, and, you know, just, it helps you to communicate. It helps you to understand somebody else. So make sure that you're looking at everybody with open mind, an open heart. And, you know, when you do that and you can see them for who they really are, it just helps you to get along with others, you know? It can help with teamwork and stuff like that. So anyway, that's what I have for pile 1. If it resonated with you, you know, hit the like button, subscribe, and, you know, don't forget to check out any personal reading information below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, for those of you who picked pile 2, this is your reading, the Malachite. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. We'll start with the tarot. Put the oracle cards off to the side here. Oh boy. So first up, we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Six of Swords in reverse. A whole lot of reverse going on here. And we have the Two of Wands. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, guys. Wow. They all can't be all roses and sunshine, can they? So anyway, let's get into this. I had a little technical difficulty there. Okay. So this Ace of Cups reversed. For some of you, definitely, I feel like, you know, you might have had like when it comes to a certain person, a place, or a situation, maybe a job or whatever, it's just not, you're just not feeling it anymore, okay? It's just not giving you that same spark or oomph that you used to have all the time about it. You know, you might even be feeling a little bit, you know, drained right now, like something is lacking. Some of you could definitely be clinging to stuff from the past, like old memories, past emotions or disappointments or relationships. You're like just stuck in this situation right now where you are literally blocking good manifestations coming in because you are so focused on what was, or just like these negative feelings, or you're just feeling stagnant and stale, that it's kind of, you're kind of in this like limbo, shall I say, where it's blocking new relationships and new ideas and new opportunities from coming in. So I feel that definitely that is something for some of you that you guys need to be working on and watching out for, that you definitely need to be releasing old baggage, old ways of thinking. You know, we're getting ready to go into 2020 right now. You don't want to be taking that shit with you into the new year. You know what I'm saying? So this also could be a warning that there could be a person around you who is like using manipulation to, or it could be you who's using manipulation to get what you want. Like you're using it, like you're using your emotions, or they're using their emotions and compliments and things like that to get what they want, but they're not sincere. Okay? That's not a good idea. And whoever is doing this, it will come out to bite them in the ass in the end. So for those of you who you feel that this is dealing with not yourself and somebody else, definitely be on the lookout for that for sure. Some of you guys might be actually like, you're still stuck crushing on somebody, and you're like, you know, have all these romantic thoughts about them, and you know, you're idealizing somebody and you're putting them on a pedestal when really, in actuality, hate to say it, they're not reciprocating your feelings back. They're not into it, okay? They're just not into you. So let it go. This is also could be a time where you're having like intuitive blocks, where you definitely need to be working on getting yourself balanced, because you're so overwhelmed with these negative feelings or stuck in the past that it's actually blocking your intuition right now, which is not a good thing. And I definitely feel like I'm seeing definitely we have like all the signs represented here, but the most we have here is water, and the Six of Swords, you know, it even talks about, this card is usually about traveling over water. So I feel like a lot of you definitely, and she's like got water and she's got water. So it's like, I feel like even this has got water in the background, you guys. So I definitely feel like that some of you are definitely like a water sign. So when you're a water sign, you have a tendency, you're usually a very intuitive person and very emotional person. So whenever you have an intuitive block, that could really throw your energy cycle off, like for sure. And it can cause problems. It's like a snowball effect where one thing is screwed up, so it's going to freaking cause everything else, cause a ripple effect to have everything else get screwed up too. So it's really important you focus on getting balanced right now for sure. Oh, usually with like, I think with the cup, okay, with especially with the Ace of Cups, when it comes to like health issues and stuff like that, definitely for the ladies out there, this could, represent, because it's in reverse, that you're actually, some of you could be having like female problems. So if any of you are feeling off or something, definitely go to a doctor and get that checked out. It also could relate to overindulging. It could also relate to like food problems or food allergies, maybe even with some people, digestive problems. I mean, usually with emotions, the first thing that's gonna like, I don't know about you guys, but for me, it's like when I'm like upset or something, it's like I can't eat and I feel like shit and my stomach hurts or whatnot. People get ulcers when they're upset. This is just a warning of that, okay? So when it comes to the Queen of Cups here, obviously the Queen of Cups, represents a person usually, and they're strongly intuitive, they're very dreamy, they're kind, they're honorable, they're honest, they're empathetic, but on a flip side, they can actually be impractical, or they can be unfocused or unworldly. They have problems getting grounded. So I feel like maybe this is still your energy here. This is like how you are usually when you're balanced, but right now you're off balance. Okay, so we need that. We need to get grounded here for sure. Okay, I feel like also there is a warning here not to judge everything, like through your emotions. Like, don't respond to everything that comes along, like situations or people. Like, if there's an argument or something, don't respond to it with your emotions, whatever you do, and don't project your personal values onto somebody else. Weigh in the facts and use logic before making any, decisions or choices right now at this time. Because I feel like definitely a lot of you are empathic for sure, like you're empaths, and you can pick up on people's moods and feelings really easily. So that grounding, again, is coming up for me. That's what I'm getting message-wise, that you definitely need to stay grounded at this time right now as much as humanly possible. Whatever way that you ground yourself, it could be walking out in nature, meditation, exercise, whatever, or all of the above, do it. Because I feel like this is going to be kind of a trying week, obviously, okay? What else am I getting here? I think that a lot of people come to you possibly for advice. And if you're not balanced, how can you possibly be giving them balanced information or advice? Or you give out awesome advice, but you're not taking your own advice when it comes to certain situations. And that is I feel like there's a warning there to make sure you listen to your own advice, okay? I think some of you, a small group of you, could be actually getting intuitive hits right now. If you're not in a relationship, that you might actually be dreaming about your future mate, your future soulmate, that there could be strong hints to that coming in right now. Or some of you don't even know it, but you could actually be like in a situation where you've been kind of flirting with a specific person and turns out that they're the one. Okay. So, but still use your logic and your discernment and stuff and pay attention. That's what I'm feeling for that. I also feel like when it comes to that though, there is a warning that you don't want to project your fantasy ideal onto a specific person, because if you do that, it's going to lead you to disappointment. You don't want to do that. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody should do that, okay? Look at the person for who they truly are and what they truly are. Don't try to put them on a pedestal and make them into something that they're not, okay? What else? So when it comes to this page of Pentacles in reverse, that kind of just like reiterates what I was saying about the Ace of Cups in reverse, in that, you know, you're losing focus and on certain things. Maybe some of you, like if you're in school, you've stopped studying or you're ditching school because you're so caught up with past, like maybe a broken up relationship or something like that. You're like focusing too much on that stuff when you need to be focusing at the task at hand. You might be actually having, some of you might be having troubles right now and difficulties in, like, you know, studying or learning new things. There might be some challenging thing that's come up in your job place or at school or something where it's like you're just having a rough time of it, okay? But hold fast, steadfast, okay? You know, just keep at it. Don't give up, whatever you do. Like I said before with this card, you know, some of you could definitely be changing your mind about a certain situation, which you thought, it was like something that you really thought that you wanted. And this could go for a career. This could go for a major in college. It could go for a relationship where you just, you know, you thought you really wanted it, but it turns out you don't. Because through the process of going through the situation with this relationship or the studying or whatever, you actually grew and you learned about yourself and what it is that you truly, who you are and what you wanted, and now you no longer need that thing. So it's time to move on, basically. Definitely, I feel like there's a warning to make sure, like I said with these other cards, is to not form like any unhealthy or like immature, you know, attachments with somebody. Don't, like I said, don't project stuff onto somebody in your surroundings right now. Don't do that. Be very careful about doing that because it can come back to haunt you. And also, I feel like for some of you, definitely you've been going to like extremes with material or spiritual situations where, you know, you've either spent too much money or you've held on to, you know, you've been total miser when it comes to certain situation. Or like some of you are like think that you're holier than thou and all devout and better than everybody else. Or some of you are just like total debauchery. You know what I mean? Just running wild free. I don't know. Make sure that you get a grip, get into balance. Definitely right there. I feel like some of you definitely have been going to extremes. This is a warning to not do that anymore. Also, I feel like, you know, through this process where you have changed your perception about something, it's actually possibly opened up a new life path for you, a new direction, definitely. Because I feel like for some of you, definitely this situation has not been an easy situation to deal with. And perhaps like a lot of you are finding it hard to leave, or you feel like you're stuck in a position mentally or physically, or you feel like it's an illusion where you feel like you're stuck. But you know what? We're never really truly stuck. We have the choice. We have free will. Okay. If you know, physically, if you're stuck somewhere, it might take a little bit longer to get out of it, but you will get out of it because that's what you choose. Okay. So nobody can make you do anything except die and pay taxes. Okay. So we have our free will. We have our choices. So you don't worry. You're going to get through this. Everything will be fine. You know, it's also, I feel like definitely for some of you, like watch out for like somebody might be coming to you with an offer of something and you might reject it. Also, you could be rejecting point of views or changes because you have that fear. I feel like there's a lot of fear in this pile. Like people are afraid to make changes and afraid to go forward, but you really have to get over it, especially during the energy of what's the situation that's going on this week. Is you need to move past that and take a breath and just go for it. also, whenever you have a 6 in reverse, that could actually, 6 of Swords in reverse, it could actually point to transportation difficulties and problems with, you can have problems with your car, you could have problems traveling, you can have problems with flights. Just keep that in mind, know ahead of time. And like if you're going to go on a road trip or something, or if you have to go someplace for business or something, just be prepared, okay? Like pack little extra things in your carry-on, or else, you know, have like emergency roadside kits and stuff like that in your car. I feel like that is a message I'm definitely getting with that one. You know, watch out for misunderstandings with other people, definitely, when it comes to communication as well. I'm getting that. Let's see. And with the 2 of Wands there, if you look, you know, 2s are always about like decisions, okay? And making a choice. And if you look, like I was saying, we all have free will. He's got the world in his hands, okay? You have the choice. You have the decision-making abilities. You can do this. You know, whatever this choice is, whatever this difficulty is that you're going through, you will get through it. And, you know, it's in your hands. You've got this. That's what I get off this hardcore. Some of you actually could be, like I said, with this, like the travel thing, you've been contemplating travel and you're going to be going somewhere, or you're planning on taking a trip or moving a step forward or just going forward in your life. And this is like, I feel like, yes, go do it. Definitely. What are you waiting for? That's what I get. I feel like, you know, you have the world in your hands right now, definitely. And that your life is your choice. It's in your hands. You know, it's your choice to make your life heaven or hell. So keep that in mind for sure. And yes, you know, I feel like for some of you, definitely you'll be traveling, probably over water for some of you. There could be a doorway to a new opportunity opening up, because whenever you have the 2 of Wands, that's like, I swear, it's like no matter where I've read or where I've studied, it's always talking about like, it's like kind of like a portal, a doorway. So there could be some opportunity coming your way. And this is like a message to not hesitate on that. Okay. If you get an opportunity to try something or do something or go somewhere coming up right now in this week, definitely do it. Don't sit on your laurels and be negative, wallowing in your own self-pity. Definitely go for it and just do it, because you won't regret it, because you're going to learn from it, and you're possibly going to have some amazing adventure or something fun, or you're going to meet somebody because of it. The 2 of Wands, I believe, also talks about like collaboration with other people. So you could be like traveling to collaborate with somebody else. For some of you, it actually signifies, you know, balanced relationships between spirit and material and the earthly realm, if I recall. You know, it's like, I was talking about balance with this, definitely. And I was saying that you need to get balanced and get grounded. And I feel like that is just reiterating that, because it's going to help you, definitely. So let's go ahead and get into the oracle cards and see what else it has to say. All right. So for your, you have Air Dragon in reverse. Okay, from the Druid Animal Oracle here. And let's see what that has to say. This card may be indicating that you are in a danger of becoming the servant of an idea, dogma, or belief system. Contact with spiritual concepts and energies can sometimes stimulate the intellect in a way that produces inflation and delusion. To avoid this, constant reality testing in everyday world of relationships and practicalities is essential. Wow. Wasn't I saying that some of you definitely were getting out of hand with being overly spiritual, where you think you know, got that holier than thou vibe or something, or, you know, you too rigid, definitely. And some of you were like too wild. Well, yeah. You know, energies can sometimes stimulate the intellect in a way that produces inflation and delusion. To avoid this constant reality testing in the everyday world of relationships and practicality is essential. Okay, so yeah, Definitely watch out for that. I'm totally getting that. Wow. Okay, and then we have Poppy in reversed. Wow. Lovely. Any quality in excess can have a negative effect. Selecting this card reverse may mean that you risk being seduced by the apparent benefits of being anesthetized, I can't even talk right now, to the difficulties of life. There is a reason why we have the psychological defense of denial, and we all need to protect ourselves at certain times from the harshness and pain of being in the world. But in the end, we need to be able to find a source of comfort, well-being, and protection that is rooted in our essence or our spirituality rather than an external agent. Chronic pain or certain other disturbances may need to be treated with medication, but there is a distinction between the valid use of substances for medical reasons and addictive self-medication or sedation. Wow. I feel like for some of you, definitely, you've been self-medicating, shall we say, to try to deal with some pain or some grief over like past relationship or something in your life. This is a sign saying, stop doing that shit, okay? Because it's not good for you. I mean, you're only hurting yourself. And, you know, that in the long run can actually hurt those around you as well, the people who love and care for you. So please seek help if you're having issues with that. You know, it's also like basically saying don't hide from your problems. Deal with them head on. You know, like I said, you create your own heaven or hell. It's your choice. You decide. Do you want to wallow in your freaking misery, or do you want to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and move forward and kick some ass? You know, go for it. You've got this. I totally feel that whatever choice you're contemplating on making, take the leap of faith and do it, because it'll result in something good. Okay? It'll be like the best gift you can give yourself for 2020. So do it. All right. So our unicorn cards are magic. There's magic around you. So expect excitement and joy. There you go. And Pegasus, open your heart to love and joy. Holy shit. Joy twice, you guys. You have good stuff around you right now. So please embrace it and go with it. Stop thinking about the past. Stop thinking about people you cannot control. Choices, you know, you have choices to make here to move forward with your life and make it better, okay? Sometimes we get caught in these illusions where we think something is like worse than it actually is, okay? Or we get in these situations where we think, oh, well, what if this happens? And you're so focused on what could be that you're not enjoying the moment of what is at that moment. What could be doesn't even exist, okay? So by focusing on, you know, well, what if this happens? You're just wasting your time focusing on negative shit. And you're upsetting yourself and you're taking the joy away from the moment you're in right then and there. So pay attention, open your eyes and look around you. So with this magic card, it says, magic is the natural outcome of spiritual energies in motion. The unicorns activate them all the time. So ask them to work with you to create magic in your life today. So for the open your heart to love and joy, that's the Pegasus card. A Pegasus is an ascended horse whose open heart radiates light, which is depicted as wings. This card indicates it is a time for you to open your heart. Exactly. Wow. You know, you can't, especially when it comes to relationships, you can't be afraid of, you know, you can't be afraid of getting hurt. You can't. Because no matter what, arguments occur in even a good relationship, there's going to be a time where your partner's probably going to say something or do something that's going to hurt your feelings. But it's how you react to that and how you guys work it out that matters, okay? It always happens. It's every single relationship. It doesn't matter if it's a mother or daughter, father, son, best friends. It doesn't matter. There's always going to be some shit that comes up within a relationship where there's going to be some disagreement or argument or something. But you can't worry about that. You can't be focusing on that. You have to focus on being vulnerable. You have to just be vulnerable. You have to open your heart and accept love and joy. And just like, it's kind of like, You know what I mean? You just open yourself up like a lotus flower to the universe and let all that goodness flow right in. And sometimes shit happens, but don't close it off. Just go, okay, I hear that. I get it. I felt that. Now I'm going to move on. I forgive. Okay? Just keep that in mind. So, next up, fate has blocked this path for you, hindrance. Okay, I feel like this card is definitely, let's see what it says, but I feel like you're your own hindrance in this one, baby. Okay, you're blocking your own self from good stuff from happening. And for some of you, like when it comes to job or something, this might have something else, mean something else, but it says, the woodland fairy presents an unavoidable delay. However, this is merely a temporary setback. Try another approach to attain your goal. View the problem from a different perspective to find an alternate solution. So maybe like in the workplace or in school, because I think I was saying something about this earlier, that you might be closed off to certain points of view or new perspectives. This is like saying to make sure that you keep your mind open and your eyes open and listen to other people and accept a new path, basically. And I feel like for the relationship people, definitely that old shit, it's been blocked. Okay, get over it, move on, let's do this. You know, take out that trash. You don't need that anymore. Okay, it's time to move on. All right, so for your crystals that might be helpful, we have carnelian and bismuth. What it is, an iridescent crystalline metal with a stair-step structure that forms when liquid bismuth cools. Bismuth's energy is focusing, conductive, and awakening. Who needs it? The easily distracted. Oh my God. Burners. People who are very bored. Okay, what did I say? Some of you are partaking too much medicinally, and definitely, I feel like some of you are definitely distracted, so this might be helpful to you. Where to put it? On your desk in Silicon Valley and in your utility belt in Black Rock City. Okay. When to use it? For those looking for some psychedelic influence without swallowing the red pill. Hello? Lie on your back and take 10 or 100 or 1,000,000 powerful breaths through your mouth with bismuth placed on your forehead. Then break out of tired gray thought patterns and get en route to a more colorful, energized life. Rewrite your code with rainbows. There you go. Okay, and then the carnelian, which is always an awesome stone. And this has got to do with your sacral chakra and creativity and romance and all kinds of stuff. So what is it? A cherry red chalcedony. Used by ancient Romans in signet rings, wax doesn't stick to it. And by modern folk to ward off insecurities. There you go. Carnelian's fiery energy helps spin us out of fearful thought cycles and into action. Wow. Who needs it? The understimulated. Anybody looking to get acquainted with their fears. Didn't I say that this was a pile of fears? Hello, fear. My name is your name. We have some beautiful work to do together. Now, STFU, and let's do this. Where to put it? Wherever you want to inject some passion and confidence, i.e. your palate or your pelvis. When to use it? When you find your creativity or sex drive on sleep mode. Go with your gut. There you go. Okay. Because I think, remember I said you guys' intuition's blocked? Unblock that shit. All right, guys. Well, this is all I'm seeing for this pile. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell so that you get notified from any new videos. God, I'm having one hell of a day with the communication. And I thank you so much for watching this. And any information is down in the drop down box about personal readings and whatnot. So I will see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, for those of you who picked pile number 3, the Sodalite, this is going to be your reading, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with the tarot cards. Remember, this is a general reading, so take with it, take whatever message resonates with you from this. And if it doesn't, click another pile or go check out a different video. So, first up, we have the 8 of Swords reversed. We have the 9 of Swords. Wow. We have the 2 of Pentacles reversed. We have the Three of Wands. We have the Hermit, and this is interesting because this energy has come up with more than one pile. And then we have the Chariot. All right. So with these first two cards, I really feel that these two are working together, okay? I feel that these cards are definitely dealing with the same situation, okay, for the week. And I got to tell you, there is some funky stuff with one of these cards, and I think it was the Nine of no, I think it's actually the Eight of Swords. Okay. Yes. Oh, it is. Okay. When I read this, I was like, say what? And this is definitely for a very, very small few of you. Okay. But I'll get into that in a minute. So, for the Eight of Swords reversed, basically, normally when the Eight is upright, it's all about, feeling like you're tied down and you can't, see the forest for trees. It's just like you feel really stuck. But I feel with this situation, like I said, these two go together. I definitely feel like this is like the underlying thing that you've been dealing with, but you've been having a lot of anxiety and a lot of sleepless nights, maybe some nightmares you've been having going on. Some of you have been going through a dark night of the soul. Possibly, you've been injured, or there's, illness, or just this is a warning to watch out for injury and illness. But remember, this too shall pass. And that's what this Eight of Swords energy is all about. It's about releasing and breaking through obstacles. Now is a time that you can definitely focus your energies, and definitely it's like, using magic and working manifestation stuff it's a good time to be doing that. And I think that, focusing your energies, meditating, and definitely like working your magic or working your light or whatever it is you do is really going to be critical this week. And it's important in order to break through obstacles, because you have the ability to, whatever situation or whatever problem has been plaguing you, this is the week you're going to get through it and it's going to be taken care of. Okay. It's going to be gone. You have the ability to break that. Yeah, you can definitely, like, if you've been working on a project, something, or if you've been stressing about something at work, you're definitely you're gonna have that aha moment, and you're gonna be able to break through whatever barriers were holding you back. Some of you might have been feeling very limited or down on yourself, but there's no need to do that. Especially if you really focus your intentions and you're working, with your energies, you can definitely break through this this week. I feel like for some of you, definitely you're going to be breaking through those obstacles. It's all about like it comes down to having trust and faith in yourself and believing that you can do it and knowing you can get through it and you can heal. And there is, we have an owl in here, which, is all about the wisdom. I feel like definitely for you guys, owl energy, working with moon, anything with moon cycle, or I don't know what phase the moon is in. I have to look it up. I didn't look it up right now. Check to see what phase the moon is in and see what it's all about and what's going on during this coming week, and seeing if it has anything relating to do, like whatever sign it's in, whatever phase it's in, actually has to do with any kind of obstacles or situations you're having, because that's even, it's going to add more punch, power to your punch when it comes to breaking through any obstacles that have been blocking you and whatnot. What was the other thing? Oh, whenever you see swords, okay, definitely you want to pay attention to communication, making sure that communication is smooth, that you are communicating exactly what you want and you are letting it be known to others. Also, whenever I see swords, I think of cutting cords, like energetically. I feel like this week is definitely a time where you're going to be wanting to do that. You're going to be wanting to cut psychic cords when you're doing your energy work and stuff, and making sure that you're cutting ties with whatever no longer serves you. I definitely see that being important in your energy and your magic manifestation work. Okay, because I feel like that this week is definitely a manifestation kind of week, where you're going forward and you're moving forward with your plans and your goals. But you want to make sure that you're freaking getting enough rest. You want to make sure that your communication is flowing, well. You want to make sure that you're working on that manifestation. You're working with the correct, zodiac sign and moon phase and stuff. And you want to make sure you're having faith in yourself, cutting those energy ties. I'm getting salt bath, take salt baths. Also, what's really interesting, I remember now, is the Eight of Swords. This is so trippy because I was reading this because I study and I read all different sources of different things on tarot and stuff all the time. And, whenever I have some spare moments during the day, that's like, I love to do that. I like to read, for myself and study it. But they were talking about with the Eight of Swords that in rare cases, this in reverse could represent UFO abductions. Okay, yo? So if some of you have been feeling like maybe in your nightmares or something where you're being abducted or taken away, or something is occurring in that kind of a situation where you're taken to another realm, another place, a spaceship, whatever, that kind of it's being reiterated right here in this card in reverse. So I'm just curious, and I'm just I just put it out there, some of you might actually have gone through this kind of situation before. Comment below. I'm very curious if anybody has, because that's some fascinating shit. I love it. So anyway, I don't love it if it's traumatizing to anybody, but it's fascinating to me. Okay, so moving right along. For some of you, definitely with this Two of Pentacles in reverse, this could be pointing to the fact that, you have a lot of work to be dealing with, which could be contributing to these nightmares and these sleepless nights. But, you might have paperwork that's piling up like crazy. You might have like a big presentation or something to do with your job where you're going to be traveling for your work. But it's like, you definitely have like a lot of work on the table ahead of you. Be warned, whenever this is in reverse, it could have something to do with, technology, like technical difficulties with technology, like your computer crashing and stuff like that. Just make sure everything's in working order and whatnot, especially if you're doing like a work presentation or you're traveling for your job. Make sure you have your charger, make sure you have everything with you, have backup charger packs, whatever. Just be prepared. And that's what I'm getting off of that. Usually the Two of Pentacles in reverse can talk about, some of you could be working against a sorry, I just got a phone call. So it cut off my video. But anyway, some of you could be working like in a deadline. You could be like a writer, or you could be a journalist, or it's a business project or some kind of paper that's due, or something having to do with that. You could work in advertising. You might have like an advertising campaign that's due or something. That's referring to the Two of Pentacles, definitely. Sorry guys, again, during this communication here, I got another phone call. It is so annoying. Anyway, so, yeah, basically deadlines could be stressing you out, definitely. Okay. But have no fear, you'll get through this. And I see victory and success with whatever you're working on in the future here, obviously. This also could warn for some of you about like, financial problems, like communication problems. Just make sure that you just keep, really stay grounded and try to keep things balanced as much as possible during this situation. I think that if you keep a cool head in this situation, that everybody else will too, because you set the example, and it will calm people's nerves, okay, in whatever situation. I don't know if that's going to resonate for some of you. That's just what I get off that. With the Three of Wands, definitely, that's usually about like waiting for your ship to come in. You wonder if the person is waiting for something or they're watching it leave, usually with the Three of Wands. In this case, I definitely feel like you're setting a project in motion that some of you definitely could be traveling, over a body of water or overseas for business. Some of you could definitely be negotiating a project or a proposal. Some of you could definitely be in the process of planning for the future right now. You're like, planning out. Maybe some of you are actually planning out for your stuff for 2020, like your goals and what you want to have set for 2020. And you're looking to the future for that. And you're figuring out how you're going to go about doing it. Also, this could be, new opportunities and prospects that are coming in for you. Definitely. I feel like since it's next to the Hermit, though, that you should definitely look within, take time to study, really, if you get handed some paperwork or something, or maybe you're going to sign a contract or something, definitely take your time without distractions, away from everybody else, go over everything, make sure everything is in order before you sign a damn thing. Make sure, I feel like in order to help through some of the stress and anxiety is definitely taking time for yourself. Take, meditation time. If you're in a relationship with someone, make sure that you're having some alone time with your partner too, because that can cause strain on relationships when we get so busy with our job or whatever projects or things that we're doing. It can really get in the way and cause issues in relationships. It can cause rifts. So make sure that this is a sign to take time with your partner, to just some chill time where you turn off all the freaking technology and you just spend quality time. And if you're just by yourself, then definitely this is a sign that you need to take some time for yourself and then go withdraw and have some alone time. Journal, study more on a subject, read a book, take a bath, just chill the F out, or meditate, do some yoga by yourself, whatever. I feel like that is what that's saying. And obviously when we have the Chariot, that's about, moving forward. It's about victory. It's about travel. I've seen travel in this a shit ton, you guys. So I definitely feel that there are a lot of you during the week, that week of December 8th through 14th, that you're definitely going to be planning some travel, or you're going to be traveling during this time. Okay. Also the Chariot could be self-discovery, where you're journeying within, kind of like the Hermit. So some of you are definitely, taking some time and you're figuring some shit out for yourself, just mentally, so that you can deal with certain situations better. I feel definitely a lot of you are climbing the corporate ladder, and that you're total go-getters, that you don't mess around when it comes to your career. You could be a leader of a project right now, or you're getting put into that position. I feel with the Chariot, it's you're definitely focused on your future goals and where you're headed. And I feel a lot of you, and hey, me too included, where I've got 2020 on the brain right now. And I am just I'm really excited and looking forward to it. And I feel a lot of good things are coming for a lot of people, all of us. I think that it's just going to be a good year. I just feel that in my gut. I think, oh yeah, definitely with this card, when it comes to your fashion, when you're dressing for your career or whatnot, or just when you go out and stuff, make sure that right now get this, that you want to dress for success, for sure. Your appearance is going to matter. I definitely see that. With this card, I always feel with this card, it's all eyes are on you. You know what I mean? And so the way that you appear in public, the way that you appear at your business meetings, the way that you appear at school, whatever, it matters. So, because of who's watching you, okay, and the situation you're in, it literally can help you with your success, okay? Because people look at you and they think, if you look nice, they're going to think, oh, you're professional. It's about being professional more than anything else when it comes to this. Also, when it comes to the Chariot, it's all about the balance between masculine and feminine. So I feel like some of you definitely have your those two qualities are in balance right now for you. Whereas others, I feel like this is a message that you need to make sure that you have that all stable and balanced. And with the Chariot, it's like about, it's about moving forward mentally, spiritually, career-wise, love-wise. Some of you might be moving towards a relationship, or you're manifesting a relationship. It's going to be coming in 2020, I feel like. And I also feel like when it comes to this whole entire spread, that when you put it all together, I feel like that you guys are being tested right now, that there is a test to see your level of maturity in how you handle certain situations. And how you react will speak volumes about who you really are. And it could really sail you forward into your future, where it's going to open up opportunities, or it's going to slam a door in your face. So make sure that you act like a lady or a gentleman. And that's not negative, you guys. Okay. I don't know where people think that. It's like, just what I mean is respect. Just be respectful of yourself and others, and everything will be good. Okay. So let's get into the oracle cards and see what we got going on here, okay? So first up, we have Ram. All right, let's check it out. So maybe some of you might even be Aries when I see that. That's like the first thing I think of. So the Ram brings the ability to achieve a breakthrough. Holy shit. Remember what I was saying? You're going to break through obstacles, okay? Particularly attached to the place of its birth. The Ram represents connection, rootedness, stability, and yet it also represents the power to penetrate, overcome, and achieve. Holy shit. It's just, that's perfect. Working with the Ram as your ally will help you to find the inner strength you need to succeed. At the same time, you need not fear losing your head on the dizzy heights of success, because the Ram will help keep you grounded and will remind you of the practical necessities of life. By persevering, by being patient, and attending to the needs of your daily life as well as your future goals, you will find the day comes when you achieve a breakthrough, accomplishing what you have set out to achieve, and discovering that you have also come home. That's so cool. Okay, that is rad, because that totally, wow, that just goes so well. Okay, so for your the Druid Plant Oracle cards, you have Matter upright, and you've got that Willendorf goddess right there. You have a hawk moth, which I love these. If you guys haven't witnessed what a hawk moth is in action, they are so cool because they look like a hummingbird, but it's a moth, and they're like the coolest things. The first time I ever saw one was when I first moved to Virginia. They're so rad. And then we have Fir Club Moss in reverse, okay? So I have no idea what these cards say, because this is a new deck and I haven't read them all yet. So first up, let's go with Matter. Matter is the plant of blood and the goddess. The rich red dye it produces symbolizes the vitality of the body and the fertility of the land. If you have chosen this card, it can mean that you have reached a time of major change in your life. Perhaps a particular life stage, such as puberty, the menopause, or the andropause. Alternatively, it may simply indicate that you have reached a certain point in your development. Either way, this card signifies something meaningful and worthy of recognition. You might want to mark this time consciously with a rite of passage or a pilgrimage, travel, to a sacred place where you can tie a clutie to a tree, or a clutie, maybe, is that how you say it? To a tree with a wish and a prayer. Another interpretation of this card is less specific, suggesting simply that strength is now needed. This may be physical strength, or it could be strength of character. To endure in the face of difficult circumstances, to resist the easy option, or to delay your own satisfaction or reward for the sake of something more important. Fascinating. Wow. Okay, let's see what the Club Moss. Alrighty, we got this in reverse though. So reversed, it means letting go, ending, or premature conclusion. Okay. The fir club moss was traditionally used as an Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. The fir club moss was traditionally used as an abortifacient. Oh, I don't even know how you pronounce this word, but I'm pretty sure what it means. Abortifacient? Abortifacient. If you have chosen this card reverse, it is possible either that you should consider aborting a project before you incur any further outlay of time, energy, or money, or that this process has already occurred. Okay. Just as a plant or an animal produces far more seeds than will ever mature into a new plant, a new being, so we as humans produce far more ideas than can ever be realized. It can be tough letting go of an idea or a project, but it is a necessary part of life. We can still grieve for what is not to be, even as we accept the advisability or inevitability of the event. It is always important to gain an insight into a card's potential meaning by considering the context of the reading and the card's position in a spread. In certain situations, this card reverse may indicate that caution must be exercised at this moment to prevent the premature conclusion of an issue or project. In its early days, a project needs nurturing, and too much exposure to criticism can be detrimental. Interesting. Okay. Maybe something, well, that's what this is about right here. This Nine of Swords is that you've been like freaking out about something that's already occurred in the past and you're like, didn't like the way it went, or it didn't work out. But I feel like in the future here, everything's going to be fine. And sometimes the universe throws us, puts a loop in things because, where at the time we might be thinking, oh my God, this is like the end of the world. This sucks so hard. But in reality, it's actually what's best for us. So it's actually a blessing in disguise so that something else better can come in. I feel like that's what this situation is talking about for some of you, definitely. Okay. And then for some of you, you might actually have a choice about something coming up. And I feel like you need to weigh in all the facts and really study and look into it hard before you jump into something. For some of you, okay? So we have, oh my God, moving. Really? Wow. Change is happening, so be prepared to move physically or spiritually. Wow. And you have the Chariot, and look at, this is like a covered wagon. It's like a chariot. Holy shit. Okay, let's see what that one has to say. Obviously, some of you could be moving to a new job, to a new location, to a new country. I mean, definitely, I feel like some of you are definitely moving, and then some of you are moving on spiritually from an event or a situation that was traumatizing from the past, for sure. Okay, this card suggests that change, internal or external, is imminent. Prepare yourself to move forward, and know that the unicorns will help you to make something wonderful happen. My unicorn is helping me to move forward. So yeah, definitely, I feel like, this is about moving forward into 2020 for a lot of you, for sure. And that everything's going to be fine. So for our last cards, we have the Chimera. Imagination clouds your judgment. We have the Green Man. The forces of nature favor you. And we have Earth. Utilize logic, reason, and common sense. Oh, wow. Okay. So for the Chimera, wait, what do we got first here? The Green Man. The Green Man is the guardian of the forest. Thus, he represents a deep reverence for all living things and a love of the outdoors. The forces of nature favor you. Whenever this card comes up, it's just like, to me, it feels like, well, I'm thinking of this Hermit, and I'm thinking about this, all this stress from this Nine of Swords. When you take your retreat, or you want to take your chill time, it's probably a good idea to spend it outdoors whenever you can. I know weather, especially at this time of the year, can mess things up, but still I feel like getting back to nature could actually be very soothing to a lot of you. So whenever I see that, that's just like what I think of every time. It also makes me think of springtime. So I feel like for some of you, whatever you're setting into motion right now is going to come into fruition in the spring of 2020. So with this Earth card here. It says the element of logic and reason. Earth is the element of logic and reason and represents the passive forces of nature. The influences of Earth may be found in those who are grounded, dependable, and organized. The signs of the zodiac that are governed by Earth are Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Be practical and use common sense. And it's, it's talking about Earth, and this is the green man. So I kind of feel like that's just reiterating. They're reiterating each other. Some of you actually might be Capricorns, Tauruses, and Virgos. Definitely. And I feel like that's definitely a message to get outside more, spend some time in nature. And I feel like also it just was reiterating that springtime thing that I said before. So for the Chimera card, the Chimera represents an unlikely mixture of or clash of ideas, a wild fantasy, or one who is imaginative but prone to daydreams and flights of fancy. Your pursuits may be unrealistic. Imagination clouds your judgment. Okay. That to me just screams like you need to get grounded. And that's what the Two of Pentacles was saying as well, reversed, was that, making sure you're grounded and you're stable and that you're not just all up in your head, that you're using, your logic and practicality when it comes to any situation, when it comes to work, school, relationships, it doesn't matter. I feel like that is, staying grounded is important. So we have amethyst for our crystal cards. Amethyst is a lilac to dark purple semi-precious gemstone from the quartz family. The ancient Romans believed amethyst got its lush purple color when the god Bacchus spilled wine on a clear stone. Today, amethyst is believed to assist in connecting with the big guy in the sky. Who needs it? Train wrecks who go off the rails on the wet and wild route to Bacchanalia. Any Pisces? Yes. Okay. This is actually my birthstone, so oh my god, this is funny. I love Bacchanalia too. Okay. Where to put it? The interior decorator's little purple secret. Amethyst can uplift the vibe of any living space. Okay, so amethyst truly is one of the most awesome all-purpose stones. You could use it for freaking anything. And in this case, I feel like, yeah, it's a good idea to work with some amethyst and just keep it on you or wear an amethyst. And also, my eye went right to that chariot and the woman sitting in the chariot. And what is she wearing? She's wearing purple. So when to use it? When it's time to give up the victim routine and start living with purpose, hold on to amethyst. Hold on tight to amethyst. Get drunk on your highest self. Hell yes. So I definitely feel like with this situation, maybe some of you are kind of feeling like you're the victim of some past situation, or maybe something really did shitty happen to you. And it's not just in your head, okay? For some of you. In that case, definitely be using amethyst right now, and definitely be grounding yourself, working with nature, doing your self-reflection and stuff like that for sure. And seek help if ever you need it. Okay? So our last card and last stone is muscovite, which I have no idea what this is. So this is kind of cool. I know I've heard of it, but I've never read about it. What it is heady muscovite is also known as a common mica, acts as a navigation tool for explorers of the supernatural and synchronistic. Who needs it? The pragmatic, empirical, and reasonable. Anyone who has ever asked themselves, how did I not see that coming? Okay. Where to put it? Against your forehead while peering into the future. When to use it? When I want to believe is your MO. When you feel like you've been missing the signs. When you have a problem logic won't solve. When you've blown the lid off with too much meditation, microdosing, or moldavite and need to get a grip. I love this. I'm actually wearing moldavite right now, okay? Develop your foresight. Okay. I love these cards. They're fun. So, I love it says, I want to believe, because that's totally X-Files. Hello, Fox Mulder. So, and it's like talking about like an inner compass and stuff on here, right? Yeah. Navigation tool. And, we have all these moving cards. So that might be helpful as you move into 2020. All right, guys. So this is all I'm seeing for this pile, for this reading. make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell. Any information about personal readings and information about decks and stuff is down in the drop box. And I thank you so much for being with me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, for those of you guys who picked pile 4 with the smoky quartz, this is going to be your reading. I'm starting to lose my voice. Lovely. All right, we're going to start with the tarot cards first, okay? So, first up, we have the Ace of Swords. I love me some katana action. We have the Page of Cups, which in this deck, it's the Prince of Chalices. Okay. Oh my God, you guys. Oh, my heart just fluttered. We have the Lovers. This is my favorite card in here. Okay, and then we have, oh wow, this again? Oh my God. We have the Six of Swords reversed. This was also in another pile. This is like, it's interesting to see what energies like keep repeating themselves throughout all the piles. And that's why I deliberately use different tarot decks, because I want to see what comes up. So we have the Queen of Wands in reverse, which in this deck is actually the King of Wands, okay? So that's the king. Don't be fooled by the lady. And then we have, finally, the Two of Swords. And I absolutely love this deck so much. Okay, so obviously we have 3 swords here. 3 swords. Communication is definitely on the menu this week for a lot of you, okay? With the Ace of Swords, usually that, is referencing new starts, new ways of thinking, cutting through problems. You're considering a new path or direction. You're taking a specific action towards something. It could be fresh starts, new plans, new strategies on different things. Also, it could be like, hey, the situation is like a double-edged sword. So if you're trying to make a decision or something, you have to like really contemplate it and, realize that, there's 2 sides to everything kind of situation. Like I said, communication is really important at this time. It could mean that you're definitely prepared to move forward with a certain situation. Make sure that you are definitely using logic and reason. I always associate the Ace of Swords with Archangel Michael, so I feel like definitely you're being protected right now at this time. I feel it's a very passionate and strong type of energy for sure. And when I'm just looking across this, spread here, obviously the main focus of this pile is clearly love. Okay, this is about love. With this Page of Chalice or Prince of Chalices in this deck, it represents a person usually, and they're, usually a water sign. They're very charming, they're romantic, they're sensitive, they're cooperative. For some of you, definitely, you could be actually already dreaming of this person, or you've already had contact with this person in real life, or you're connecting with one another on the 5D. Like in dream states and stuff like that. You may have even dreamt of this person. I feel like definitely, since it's considering it's next to a sword, I feel like there's something really important with this person's voice. You could have already heard their voice in passing. You could have heard, they actually speak to you in your dreams, and there's something about their voice that it turns you on like so much, and you just love the sound of their voice. It's like the most beautiful music to your ears. Okay, that's what I feel like. I feel like definitely like some of you will actually be going on a date with this person, or you will be having your first date with this person. And I feel like you guys have already like been in a past relationship, and you've been out of this relationship for like a while now, and you're ready to move on now, and you're ready to go forward, but you might be clinging on to some past hurts and stuff. So you're kind of afraid to like open up and to really, you know, show your true feelings. And while it's okay to be protected, you have to like be vulnerable in a relationship. You have to be able to open yourself up. And you have to risk getting hurt whenever you're going into a new relationship. That is the pain and the beauty of love, period. Okay? Is that nobody can hurt you like the one you love the most. And you have to actually, I mean, you've heard the phrase, oh, I love them so much it hurts. Exactly. So it's like, you know, you can't be closed off and expect to have a good relationship. I think there's a lot of people in this day and age that are completely closed off and they just don't know how to open up. And that's just sad because they are missing out on something so awesome. You know, you have to be afraid. I mean, not be afraid. You don't have to be afraid. You can't be afraid of getting hurt is what I'm trying to say. Ugh. Okay. I definitely feel like be careful about projecting on somebody. And I think I said this for another pile as well, because it was coming up in there as well, is a lot of people project this ideal image onto somebody, like they turn this person into some like knight in shining armor or some queen goddess person who does no wrong, when in reality they're human. Okay, everyone fucks up, everyone makes mistakes. You know, we all, you know, we're not perfect. Okay, but what is important is, you know, are you able to move past any grievances or arguments and stuff like that? That's what matters here in the situation. Because what I feel that this person, I don't feel it's bad, okay? But I feel like you or the other person is like holding on to some shit from a past relationship. And that could potentially cause problems if it's not communicated from the get-go in this situation and in this relationship. I really do feel that way. Also, I got this message with another pile also as well, is make sure that like during this time, like during this week, that you look your best, that you dress up, that you know, you might have been contemplating like getting a new outfit or something like that. If you have, do it, because I think that's going to catch somebody's eye for some of you, definitely. I think that you're going to, like, for some of you, definitely will be invited to some sort of social event, or you'll be getting some kind of an invitation or something to some function. Some of you might be invited to a wedding. Some of you might actually be receiving, like, you know, a love communication of some sort or a love letter. And then some of you who are already like in a relationship could actually be getting proposed to during this time. Okay. That doesn't mean everybody. This is a general message. It could be just one person. Okay. But that could be happening. So that Lovers card, definitely, you know, the Lovers is all about, you know, romance. It could be about choices as well, like making a decision. It's about, you know, coming together intimately in a sexual consummation. If you're already in a relationship, this could be like, you know, oh God, what am I trying to say? I'm brain farting you guys so bad. It could, you know, basically be sending the message out that this is going to be a time of heightened romance between you two, okay? It's going to be really good. It's going to be a great week, love-wise, okay, for those people who are already in a relationship. But no matter who, okay, this is, whether you're in a relationship, not in a relationship, whatever, I definitely feel that this week is definitely, communication is incredibly important, and saying what's on your mind and handling it in a very tactful, classy way. And being able to communicate with others and opening up and saying your true feelings and stuff is really important this week, I feel like. And also, if you're new, like you're meeting somebody, from the get-go, it's incredibly important that you don't try to front, okay? Don't try to wear a mask. Don't try to pretend you're something you're not, because that will backfire later and you will ruin a good thing. This is about honest communication and being who you are, being your authentic self. I feel like that's really important for some of you, definitely. And if you're not like in a relationship, this is about like balancing the dualities of masculine and feminine within yourself. And, you know, it's about remembering your own self-worth and your own self-love so that, you know, you have to love yourself before you can love anybody else, okay? Truly love anybody else. And, you know, your sense of self-worth is actually mirrored in your partner. So think about that. Like, what do you want? How do you want to be treated? What kind of a partner do you want? When you look in the mirror, do you see that? Because whatever you're seeing in the mirror is what you're going to get. So keep that in mind, okay? Like I said, some of you could be like working on like facing a decision right now. And it's like, I think that you guys need to like take your time and really think it through. I definitely feel like for a select few of you, this connection that's coming in, this love connection, a big warning is do not fear this connection. Because if you bring fear and old baggage into it, it won't be good, okay? You're just going to doom this relationship from the start. If you come in fresh, truthful, honest, being your true self, and just opening up your heart, then very good things can come from that. So with the king, which is in this deck, it's the queen, but this is actually the king in the traditional tarot. With this in reverse, it's kind of like a warning to make sure that, like, I feel like it's a warning to keep your ego in check, okay? That you definitely want to watch what you say, and, you know, don't shut people out like this new love, okay? I think some of you might, out of fear, be wanting to shut them out, okay? Or you're just afraid to like put down your guard. But in this case, I feel like you can put your guard down, and you don't need to worry, because I feel like this person, you know, as long as you're authentic and being your true self, then you got nothing to worry about, honey, because, you know, whether masculine or feminine, it'll be fine. Everything will be good. With the 6, this is always like talking about like travel, moving away from something. For some of you, I think that you're still stuck in your head thinking that you can't have this kind of a situation. But in reality, that's just an illusion. Like I said, like I said before with the other pile, is you have free will. You make your own choices. You can make your life hell or heaven. It's your decision where you want to go with it. Do you want to stay stuck in the past, or do you want to move on and have a better life? That is completely up to you, okay? As long as you're still like feeling like you're stuck and you're stagnant and that you're trapped somewhere, whether it's mentally or physically, you're not going to get anywhere and you're not going to go anywhere. So that is this. I feel like this side of the pile is definitely a warning of what not to do in this situation over here. Okay. With the 2 of Swords, it's always about, you know, indecision. And then, you know, it's like a warning to not let fear dictate you. Like, it's about communication, clear communication. It's about staying open-minded and not turning a blind eye to certain situations. You know, like I said, it's like any relationship opens you up to vulnerability. And, you know, you can't be afraid you're going to get hurt, because, you know, you can miss out on something so freaking wonderful if you're so focused on, you know, what might happen. It's like, like I said, this kind of energy has come up more than once today, which I find really fascinating, because I just feel like this is what's going on with the collective consciousness, I guess. You know, when you're worrying about what might be, you can't be in the moment now. You can't be in the present because you're so worried about something that might happen. It's like foolish. Do you see what a waste of energy and time that is? Because it might not happen. So stop going there. You know, I feel like with this situation, you want to be in the moment fully and completely 100% your whole heart into the situation, and everything will be fine. And definitely, you don't want to be focusing on negative or past hurts and stuff, okay? Definitely not. So let's see what is in the cards on the Oracle cards. So our first card up is Bull. Taurus. All right, let's see what the bull has to say to us today. Okay, and where is the bull? Oh boy. Sorry, technical difficulties, dudes. So, the influence of Tyrannus, the Jupiter-like god of the Druids, whose benefits and expansiveness can bring you to opportunity for a rich and abundant life. The bull is a symbol of wealth, and as such, it is auspicious to draw this card when considering financial matters. But remember that the ancient ones were wise enough to understand that true wealth is to be found in the heart and the soul first, and only then in the material world. The bull represents fertility, potency, abundance, and prosperity. But these things can sometimes take a while to achieve. If you need to work steadfastly in trying circumstances for a considerable period of time in order to achieve your goals, the bull will help you do this without becoming drained or depressed. Wow, I love that. It's talking about that, you have to have true wealth is found in the heart and soul first. And that's what I was saying, before when it comes to, the relationship situation is that you have to be fully in the moment, and you have to love yourself and know how to have compassion for yourself in order to love another and stuff like that. It all starts within you to make, everything work out when it comes to relationships or job or, financial situations. So this actually could be pointing towards, for some of you, like you have a good financial period that's coming up definitely. And it's going to be starting this week. So it's not a bad sign. This is actually a good omen for this. Okay. So let's check out what other cards we have here. We have Agrimony. I'm kind of interested to see what these cards have to say, and Burdock. So let's see what that has to say. So Agrimony is page 12. I'm losing my voice. So upright Agrimony is purification, liberation, preparation for new beginnings. Hello, that's awesome. So one of the Gaelic names for Agrimony is oh God. Gaelic is like one, I haven't learned the phonetics of it yet, but man, it's supposed to be really easy once you learn it, but it doesn't sound like how it looks, okay? So it's Druidhain, maybe? Druidhain, maybe? I don't know. Which has been interpreted as sorrow of the Druids. However, a more complete interpretation would explain that it is a dispeller of sorrow used by the Druids. Since Agrimony has a special property of helping to liberate people from depression and lethargy by eliminating negative energy from their aura and their home. If you have drawn this card upright, it may suggest that you are ready to let go of feelings, thoughts, or attachment that are no longer serving you. Hello, that Ace of Swords there, and letting go of all that shit from the past. Agrimony brings a sense of purification and liberation that makes you want to step boldly forward into a new phase of your life, or perhaps a new job or relationship. There you go. Any sorrow that you may have been feeling will be dispelled, and whatever negative energies may have been lingering in your home or workplace will soon vanish as swiftly as the night vanishes at the dawn. Awesome. So there you go, Agrimony. Look into it. Okay, so Burdock is the next one, which is, let's see, what is it? Upright, it's harvest, purification, and attachment. If you have chosen this card, it may mean that enough is enough and that you need to consider freeing yourself of an influence or a habit that is no longer serving you. It's just reiterating this card, you guys. And which has now become toxic. Treat this as a process of harvesting and separate the wheat from the chaff. Recognize that even the most negative experiences offer valuable learning, and see if you can extract this learning so that you can move into a new phase of life. The burdock propagates widely because its burrs easily attach themselves to the fur of passing animals and hitch a ride far from home. The ease and simplicity of their attachment offers the perfect image of the way in which we can sometimes, with minimum effort, be carried into new territory in our lives. If this occurs unconsciously, we can find ourselves in difficulty. But if we attach ourselves with awareness and with a light touch to ideas, projects, and people whom we trust, we can achieve far more than if we remained isolated. So there you go. Wow, that's pretty cool. Okay, up next, what do we got? We have 2 unicorn cards here that came out for you guys. We have openings. A new door is opening for you. And future. Oh, wow. And for the ladies out here, look at that. There's a gent coming through the little portal there. Let go of the past and move forward. Woo. Okay. I love it when that happens. And look, you guys, that's card 11 and that's card 22. Okay, those are 2 master numbers. And we have 1 and we have 2 over here. Oh, okay. All right, anyway. So, with openings, we have the unicorns are offering you the key to a new opportunity. Your guidance is to be aware of what is being made available. If you cannot see it, take the key and create your own opportunities. Okay? And then for this future one, we have, when you choose this card, the unicorns remind you that they will help you to create the future you desire. First, let go of your past limitations, then move forward with confidence. There you go. Yep. Time to let shit go, like Elsa. Okay. So what do we have here? We have the wolf. Oh, wow. This is gnarly. Beware of who you trust. The chalice, rejuvenation and fulfillment. This is like, the Ace of Cups. And look at that. Look, what has he got right there? He's got, oh my God, it kind of looks the same. Holy shit. All right. Okay, and then we have Medusa. Jealousy leads to downfall. Oh boy. Okay. Now this is going to be interesting because I'm very curious as to where this is going. I feel like definitely for some of you, when it comes to this situation, all right, I'm just going to say it. There might be somebody you're associated with who's around you in this situation of like this new love situation that might be coming in for some of you, definitely, is that I get 2 things. It's either a friend or an ex who is going to try to spin yarns into your ear because they are, in fact, guess what? Green with envy over what you got going on. Okay? Just saying. Okay? Watch out for that for some of you. So the wolf. Let's see what the wolfie says. I definitely feel like... A relentless hunter, the wolf is both feared and respected. This beast is selective, yet extremely loyal in matters of friendship. Follow your instincts. Beware of who you trust. Okay. Yeah, because I don't, honestly, you guys, I don't consider wolves negative things. Okay, I happen to love wolves. I think they are beautiful, amazing animals, and they're loyal as F. Okay, so... I definitely feel for some of you, there's definitely some jealous person who's going to try to like fuck up your groove, okay? But then for some of you, I feel like that this person who is coming in is like a wolf. They will tear some bitch apart if they try to fuck up their chances. So it could be on either end, but I feel like they're on the hunt for you, honey, and they're like coming to get you. I feel like that they are very, like I said, that they're respected. So obviously that a lot of people, they have this kind of like, aura about them, this air about them where they're very wolf-like. Maybe their eyes even have something to do with that. They might have like those wolf eyes, as I like to call them, where they're just like incredibly, they're like light in color, but they're very, oh my God, how do I even describe it? Hot as fuck. I don't know. Very piercing kind of thing. And like when they look at you, it's just like, oh shit, you're the little bunny rabbit and they're the wolf and they're coming to get you kind of thing. Okay. That's like how I feel like they're going to look at you for some of you. Okay. And I feel like there's something definitely to do with their eyes in that situation and their voice. Remember what I said about the voice? Yeah. okay? There's something about their voice and their eyes. And oh my God, wait a minute. Hold it. Stop. I don't know if you can see that, but that's kind of like his eyes are kind of like that. That's a trip. Okay. All right. So with this Medusa here, I don't know what the deal is with this bitch. Yes, I sound like an asshole right now, but I can't help it. Okay. Where is it? Wow. Okay. Medusa represents envy and a corruption of beauty. This tragic mythical being may also signify an act of jealous rage, exile, or harsh punishment. Excessive jealousy leads to downfall. Ouch. So yeah, like I said before, it could be an ex. Maybe your ex is still in the picture. And they're going to see you somewhere with this person and they're going to fucking start a row. They're going to be jealous. It could be a friend who's jealous. It could be one of his or her friend, the other person's, the masculine or the feminine's freaking friends that's going to be jealous. So it's just a warning, okay? Don't shoot the messenger. Hello. It's there. Okay. So let's deal with this. All right. You can handle it. You got this. I think that, you'll be fine as long as you're keeping that communication opening and saying what you feel, because I don't see anything bad coming from this as long as you're communicating correctly. Okay. And saying what's up and stating your feelings, you'll be fine. So we have two crystals that came up for you guys. First one is rhodochrosite. What it is, a rosy red to chilled rose pink. Rhodochrosite is the go-to stone for the bent and broken-hearted. Wow. Who needs it? Anyone grieving or really needing to grieve. A major loss, a relationship expired, or an outdated idea of self. Where to put it? Against your chest while you breathe through your heart. Or slide a favorite piece into your bra. You know if you're wearing one. Or if you're wearing one. Okay. When to use it? When your heart hurts. You can feel all the feels, even the most painful, and still be gentle with yourself. Let rhodochrosite remind you that this too shall pass, and you, especially you, absolutely will heal and love again when you're ready. Soften your heart. So yeah, remember what I said about like being afraid and stuff like that. Use some rhodochrosite. Start carrying that with you because it'll help you in your future endeavors here with this new person coming in. And the other card we have is labradorite. Labradorite, what it is. Labradorite is a feldspar mineral first discovered in Canada's frozen north. The stone seems to hold the light of the aurora borealis just beneath its surface. This slightly psychedelic iridescent dance is known quite appropriately as labradorescence. Who needs it? Adventurers exploring far-off lands, places, alchemical, spiritual, artistic, and dreamy. Any Pisces. Another Pisces stone, people. So some of you actually might be Pisces, or you're dealing with a Pisces. So where to put it? Wherever you cast your spells. When to use it? When you've lost your faith in magic. The world is a weird, wonderful, whimsical, watery rock hurtling through space, and you're on it. That makes you special. Gaze into labradorite and delight in that. Protect your magic. So I definitely feel like, with this jealousy and all this bullshit going on with this one person, for some of you, that definitely, having some labradorite around is not a bad idea. And the rhodochrosite. Also, for some of you, you might actually be having some jealous or envy or something over their ex or some situation that they're in. Don't do that. Okay? Don't. Because it'll fuck shit up. Okay? So that's basically all I'm seeing for this deck. If it resonated with you, please do comment below. Hit the like and subscribe and the bell. And any personal reading information and Pisces twin reading information and card information and all that stuff is down in the drop box below. Boy, I'm having a hell of a time today. So thank you guys for being with me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.